This time, Dimension X and Fibber McGee. Hello there, this is Victor Ives inviting you to join us now as we once again turn back the clock to relive the golden moments of radio's yesteryear and bring you the greatest radio shows of all time on the golden age of radio theater. This time, Dimension X, predecessor to X-1, and Fibber McGee and Molly. McGee is looking for his hip boots as he's planning a fishing trip. This was the first show of the 1944 fall season. However, our first show this time is from 1950. Dimension X and the story With Folded Hands by Jack Williamson.
Adventures in time and space, told in future tense. Dimension X. Have you ever heard of the Mark III? The amazing electronic brain they're using now up at Harvard University. In mere minutes, it can solve scientific problems that our most brilliant mathematicians would take years to work out. Its intelligence is almost superhuman. And yet the scientists are already working on a new and improved model, the Mark IV. In fact, they tell us there's no earthly reason why these thinking robots can't be perfected until they become the servants of the future, capable of doing all the work of mankind. Yes, that's what the advertising billboard said in the year 2006. Housework made easy by the perfect domestic servant. Modern Mechanicals Agency, Harry Underhill, President. The billboard showed a smiling family, sitting with folded hands, watching their mechanical robot pour their morning coffee. But in the home of Harry Underhill himself, things weren't quite as pleasant at breakfast this day.
I just can't understand it, Aurora. Look at this. Modern Mechanical's down 3 points. Yesterday, Smithson canceled his order. If I could only figure out why.
Why don't you ask him? Well, Frank, there, eat your oatmeal.
Oh, Mom.
I just don't understand it. Business was good, and then boom. Some louse must be undercutting my prices, that's all.
How many robots were canceled?
Not robots. Mechanicals, Aurora. How many times...
They are robots, aren't they?
Please, Aurora, there's an important difference in sales psychology.
Maybe people are getting wise to your robots and mechanicals.
What do you mean, Aurora?
The perfect domestic servant. They're ugly, stupid, clumsy, walking junk piles.
Aurora.
The one you brought home to me can't even wash the clothes properly. It's more trouble than it's worth.
Aurora! You know our mechanicals are the best on the market.
Those animated tin cans you sell? They're certainly not making us any fortune.
Well, with this new model, things are bound to pick up a little. If that Jarvis order just comes through...
Oh, that robot of yours. There's something knocking again.
Hey, wait. Put that plate back. I haven't finished my breakfast yet. Wait!
Harry, you know you've got to say stop. 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 You always get excited. You think you never saw a robot before.
Not robot, mechanical.
All right. Look, it's not its fault. We just took too long to eat. Timing relay is set for 15 minutes.
Never mind. I want my coffee back. Set. There. Isn't that simple? It bends at the waist, stretches out its arm, and picks up the coffee pot just as if it were yours. Hey, watch out!
And spills it right in your lap.
Oh, my clean suit, Aurora. Oh, no.
Harry, you know it's relayed to announce dinner after it sets the table.
Hey, there goes my coffee again. Stop. Set.
Harry, you can't give it 2 orders at once.
What's that smell?
There must be a short. Now see what you've done. Got it all upset.
I did. All I said was...
Harry!
Stop! Oh, it's no use. The brain coil's shorted out.
Well, do something. Harry, do
Me,
something.
I sure will. I'm going to the office. I'm getting out of here. Yes, Lucy?
Mr. Jarvis,
Oh, put him on.
Hello, Underhill?
Hello, Mr. Jarvis. I'm glad you called. I was just going to ring you. Well, I've got that whole shipment of mechanicals for you. 1 gross plane, a dozen of the chromium fitted.
Hold on, Underhill. I'm canceling the order.
But the invoice is made out and
Well, tear it up. I'm canceling.
But why?
Underhill, there's a brand new mechanical on the market that makes yours look like something out of a museum.
Oh, now, look here, Mr.
Don't
Jarvis.
now look me, Underhill. I've seen him, and I'm telling you it'll put you out of business. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes, Mr. Underhill?
That's the third cancellation today. The world's going to pot.
Yes, Mr. Underhill?
No, never mind, Lucy. I'm going home.
You're listening to Dimension X on the Golden Age of Radio Theater. And now back to our story about a new breed of man-serving robots.
Another day. I wonder if Aurora'd smell it on me if I ducked into Garrigan's. She's got a nose like a beagle. Hey, that building wasn't here last week. Humanoid Institute. The perfect mechanical. Oh, no. We didn't have enough competition. Hey, these must be the cutthroats that are underselling me.
At your service, Mr. Underhill.
Huh? Oh, you startled me. Didn't hear you. Hey, you're a mechanical, aren't you? Not bad, not bad. Very lifelike.
Won't you come in, please, and examine our service?
Yeah, that's a remarkable voice. They've licked the variable inflection problem. You know, I'm in the same line myself. Mechanicals, I mean.
We're aware of that, sir.
Oh? Hey, some building you've got here. You sure got it up in a hurry.
The Humanoid Institute at your service, Mr. Underhill.
Yes? Oh, how'd you know my name?
For us, that was not difficult.
Oh, is that so? Oh, wait a minute. This is ridiculous. Talking to a mechanical. Must be somebody inside operating you by remote control.
No, Mr. Underhill. Of course, there is Humanoid Central, which powers and controls all of us, but that is located on Wing 4.
Wing 4?
A planet in a remote part of the galaxy.
Oh, yeah. Well, may I see your salesman, please?
We employ no human salesmen, sir. We ourselves can accept your order for immediate humanoid service.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't expect me to buy one. I'm in the business myself.
There will be no more need for your electronic mechanicals, sir. Once you have accepted our service, you will no longer have to work. Everything will be done for you.
Everything? That's quite an offer. At that rate, you'll have trouble supplying the demand.
I think not, sir. As you can see from our storage room. Humanoids are now arriving at the rate of 5,000 per hour from Wing 4.
5,000 per hour?
We are anxious to introduce our complete service on this planet, sir, to bring happiness to everyone. May we come out to your home for a free trial demonstration?
No, I admit you're remarkable. The voice and movement, graceful even. But I'm still in business, and what's more, I wouldn't have you around the house.
I'm afraid you will have no choice. Sooner or later, it will be necessary.
Oh, is that so? Over my dead body, let me out of here.
At your service, Mr. Underhill.
Well, it's going to be tough competition, all right. I'm going to stop in at Garrigan's, the devil with Aurora's nose.
Oh, hi, Pop.
Hello, Frank. How was the football game?
We won 78-3. Guess what, Pop?
You made all the touchdowns.
Nope. Mom took in a boarder.
She what? Aurora!
She said if your business was going to fall on his face, she had to do something to make some money.
Oh, she did, huh?
Harry, what's all the racket for?
You tell me. What's this about a boarder?
Harry, he's going to live in that little apartment over the garage.
Oh, no, he isn't. You know I don't want any strangers around here.
Harry, please. Shh. Look, he won't bother you. He's a nice old man.
Oh.
He just wanted a room and a place to work. He's an inventor, I think.
Oh, he is he? Did he pay in advance?
Well, he can't. You see, his royalties haven't started to come in.
Mm-hmm. Aurora, how can you be taken in by every beat-up old panhandler that gives you a sob story?
Mr. Sledge isn't like that at all. Oh, that reminds me, dear. Can you give me a 10?
A 10? What for?
Well, Mr. Sledge is ill. He needs some medicine for his heart, and I said I'd lend him the money.
You get... Oh, Aurora, this is the limit. He goes out right now.
Now, don't be unkind, Harry. Besides, we need the rent money.
Things aren't that bad yet. He goes.
Please, shh.
What are you shushing me for?
Mr. Sledge, he's in the next room. I've invited him for dinner.
Frank, dear, wipe your mouth.
Oh, Mom.
More gravy, Mr. Sledge?
No, thank you, Mrs. Underhill.
Mr. Sledge, my wife tells me you're a traveling man. Expect to move on soon?
Harry.
I had hoped to do a little work, Mr. Underhill. You see, I've applied for basic patents here on Earth for a very important development.
Oh, a new invention, huh?
Yes. My field is rhodomagnetics.
What?
Rhodomagnetics. It's a new force field theorem, key to the second triad of the periodic table. Rhodium, ruthenium, and palladium.
I'm afraid I'm a little rusty on my science.
It's well known in other parts of the galaxy, but I've been able to apply for basic patents here.
Worth millions, huh?
Perhaps you find it strange that the holder of such valuable property should be in need.
Well, yes.
I'm a refugee, Mr. Underhill. I arrived on this planet only a few days ago.
Mm-hmm. But you will be shoving on again.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Harry.
That's all right, Mrs. Underhill. I understand. After all, I am an intruder in your home, and if it inconveniences you at all, I'll find some other place to sleep and set up my workshop.
Harry, your robot is spilling the coffee again.
I'll have to have it tightened up.
Why doesn't your company bring out a better mechanical? One smart enough not to spill things. Wouldn't that be splendid?
The perfect mechanical already exists, Mrs. Underhill. They're not so splendid, really. They are why I am a refugee today.
Oh? Where'd you say you came from?
Wing 4.
Wing 4? Oh, then you must mean those humanoids.
Humanoids.
Mr. Sledge.
Humanoids. What do you know about them?
Well, they just opened an agency here in Two Rivers.
No.
Harry.
What is it? What's wrong, Mr. Sledge?
Give him some water. It must be his heart.
Call Dr. Winters, Aurora.
No. I'll be all right.
Here, you better sit down.
I'm sorry, it was just shock. I came here to get away from them.
The humanoids?
Yes. I wanted to finish my work before they came. But now, I won't trouble you any further.
But, Mr. Sledge, Harry, he's sick.
Well, Mr. Sledge, I don't think you'll have to go right away.
He can stay, Harry.
Sure, after all, the way those humanoids are coming along, I'm liable to become a refugee myself any minute. Guess we might as well stick together, eh, Sledge?
Oh, that's better. Oh, you look ill, Professor. Maybe you ought to lie down on the sofa and rest.
No, thank you. I must get back to my workshop now. I haven't got time to rest. There's so little time left for all of us.
Aurora, I'm home.
At your service, Mr. Underhill.
What's the idea of this? You get out of here. Aurora!
Mrs. Underhill has accepted our free trial demonstration. We cannot leave unless she requests it.
We'll see about that. Aurora, where the devil are you?
Oh, hello, Harry.
What's this mechanical doing here? What's happened to you?
Isn't it wonderful? Had my hair done, the manicure.
But-
The humanoid did it. And cleaned the house all over, washed all the clothes, and gave Frank his music lesson.
Now, wait a minute, Aurora. I won't have this monster in my house.
Oh, it's just a free trial, Harry. Just wait till you taste the dinner it cooked. Everything you like best. Roast duck.
I don't care if he cooked a... Duck?
And the most complicated pastries. I could never cook like that.
Well, might as well eat. But I'll need a drink first, though.
All right,
I'm
Doc.
sorry, sir.
What?
We exist under the prime directive to guard men from harm. Alcoholic beverages in excess are bad for human consumption. We have taken the liberty of removing them from the house.
Now, look here.
Mr.
you
Underhill, dinner is served.
Yes, Lucy?
They're here, Mr. Underhill.
I've been expecting them for a week. All right, Lucy.
At your service, Mr. Underhill. We have the legal papers here, the bankruptcy forms, the eviction notice. We are ready now to foreclose your agency.
Okay, take it over. A lot of good it'll do you. I haven't made a sale in 2 weeks.
And now, if you will make the assignment of all your personal property, we can complete our service to you.
What if I won't sign?
That would be unfortunate. But with stubborn cases, we must sometimes resort to other methods. Eventually, Mr. Underhill, you will sign.
From April 15th, 1950, the Golden Age of Radio Theater is presenting Dimension X. Dimension X, the predecessor to X-1, was on NBC in 1950 and 1951. It not only was one of radio's best shows, it was one of the very few science fiction programs produced for radio. Why was it not until 1950 that a good science fiction series came along? Not sure. Maybe it had something to do with the trouble that Orson Welles got into over War of the Worlds in 1938. But at least it was developed, and it's reliving now on the Golden Age of Radio Theater, as we continue with this April 15th, 1950 broadcast.
Of all the stinking darn...
Whoa, Frank, what's the matter? What's the trouble, son?
That old humanoid.
Oh, you're not happy? You should be. It's guaranteed.
They took away my football. They said it was too dangerous to play with it. And my roller skates and my scout knife and everything.
Did they leave you anything?
Just some stinking old plastic blocks. Soft blocks. They said I couldn't get hurt with them. Dad, I want my football back. Can't you do anything?
I don't know, son. I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Underhill.
Mind if I come in, Sledge?
No, not at all. You mind if I keep working?
Oh, go right ahead. It's good to see somebody working with his hands.
Something wrong?
My son. The humanoids took his football away. They're everywhere. They've smashed my business, taken over my house. Sledge, isn't there some way to get rid of them?
That is exactly what I am trying to do.
You? What makes you think you can do anything?
Because, you see, Mr. Underhill, I'm the unfortunate fool who started them.
You? I don't understand.
I started the humanoids. And I've been running from them ever since.
You started them?
Yes, I invented them. I built the ronomagnetic relays that operate Humanoid Central.
But why?
I wanted to bring happiness to humanity.
Happiness? That's great. My wife's been crying for 2 days, and you know why? Because she's bored stiff. There's nothing left for her to do. They won't even let her lift a little finger.
I don't blame you for feeling bitter, Mr. Underhill. It's all my fault. I wanted them to serve and obey, guard men from harm.
No, they do that all right. They've even emptied our medicine chest. It wouldn't do for one of us happy humans to end it all with a sleeping pill.
Mr. Underhill, I've made the most terrible mistake a man can make. But I meant well, believe me.
Then why did you do it?
I thought I could rid the universe of poverty and hunger by inventing the perfect mechanical.
They're perfect, all right. Too perfect.
Yes, that's the trouble. They obey the prime directive too literally. They kill men's souls with their kindness.
Isn't there some way they can be controlled?
No. I didn't trust mankind, so I made sure that Humanoid Central could not be tampered with. Not even by myself.
Then what hope is there?
Only one. They are not creative. They can't meet new ideas.
You mean you've got one, Sledge?
Yes. They can defeat anything they know about. But I've got something new. A weapon to attack the brain of Humanoid Central.
Is that what you've been working on?
Yes. Now that they're here, there's little time left. Either we destroy them, or they will destroy us.
Okay. What has to be done?
This tuning circuit.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I need 2 bus bars here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you read these diagrams?
I think so. Got my degree in electronics.
Good. If you could help on the bench work, it would save time.
I've got plenty of time now.
All right. But watch yourself. Don't let them see you come out here.
If you can take the risk, so can I.
No. As the inventor, I built a special immunity for myself into Humanoid Central. But you don't have that immunity. They're rather unpleasant methods of dealing with their enemies. They can change you, you know.
Change me? How?
Brain surgery.
What do you mean?
Never mind. Just be careful.
Mr. Underhill.
What do you want?
You're going to meet with Mr. Sledge.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to collect the rent.
Mr. Underhill, you have spent the past 2 afternoons in his room. In view of your association with Mr. Sledge, we feel that our free trial must be terminated. We suggest that you accept our total service and make the assignment of your property immediately.
And if I don't?
Then, sir, we may be forced to resort to other methods.
Well, give me one more day to think it over.
Very well, sir. Tomorrow. That will be your last chance.
Who is it?
Underhill.
Did they see you?
No, not today. Sledge, we've got to hurry.
It's difficult work, Mr. Underhill, but I'm almost finished.
They gave me till today. They said they'd use other methods.
What's that?
The humanoids building some kind of a warehouse across the road. Sledge, are you sure this thing will work?
It's a new principle, Underhill. A tuned rhodomagnetic light beam. It should act to fission the heavy atoms of the basic ores on Wing 4. It will destroy humanoid central.
But are you sure?
I know the humanoids. I made them. They can't invent anything. They can't create defenses against something new. It's done. It's finished, Underhill.
You going to use it now?
Immediately. I'll have to feed the astronomical data into the calculating circuits. There must be zero error in focusing.
What will happen?
Wing 4 will disappear in a chain reaction. Humanoid Central will be destroyed. They'll stop. Ready now. Stand clear, please. Power's building up. Step on the rubber mat, Mr. Underhill. We must be shielded when I cut in the full power load.
Hurry, Sledge.
I've waited 30 years for this moment, Underhill. When Wing 4 is destroyed, the humanoids all over the galaxy will stop. They'll stop dead. You won't hear those drills.
Sledge.
All right. Now. Do you hear anything?
Sledge. Listen. The drills have stopped. They've stopped. You can see them. The humanoids have stopped.
They couldn't guard against something they couldn't understand. It worked, Underhill.
We're free now. Goodbye, Wing 4.
Humanoid Central is destroyed.
At your service, Mr. Underhill.
No, Sledge.
Get out of here. Get out.
You were attempting to break the Prime Directive. It is therefore necessary to interfere.
But you stopped. I saw you, all of you.
In order to guard against Mr. Sledge's beam, it was necessary to stop all units momentarily to concentrate power. That necessity has passed.
But it was new. You can't invent anything new.
No, sir, but we were able to adapt the screening principle you yourself invented. For the past 30 years, Humanoid Central has been screened against any energy attack.
All these years wasted. All these years.
Your immunity has ended, Mr. Sledge. It will now be necessary for you to accept our full services.
No, I'll stop you. I'll stop all of you.
No, Sledge.
I'll stop you with my bare hands. I'll kill you
Sledge,
all.
no, it's no use.
Do not worry, Mr. Underhill. At worst, he can destroy one unit. There are millions more.
Sledge, you'll hurt yourself. Sledge!
I'll kill him.
He says his heart. You, get a doctor.
Until he surrenders, we can neither aid nor hinder Mr. Sledge. Do you surrender your immunity, Mr. Sledge?
Have to. Last chance. Gone. Yes. Help me. Help me.
At your service, Mr. Sledge. You may see Mr. Sledge now, Mr. Underhill.
Alone?
If you wish. In here.
Thanks. Sledge.
Well, Underhill. Good to see you.
Your head. It's bandaged.
Is it really?
They've done something to you. Are you all right?
Oh, fine. Never felt better.
You never felt better.
No. In fact, I feel 10 years younger today.
You sound so happy.
Why not? These humanoids have made a new man of me, Underhill. They're wonderful, aren't they?
Wonderful. How can you say that, Sledge? Only yesterday you hated them. You were trying to destroy them.
Destroy them? Why?
You don't remember? You've forgotten what they're doing to us all? They're killing us with kindness, taking away all our incentive and pride of accomplishment, turning us all into pampered, useless pets, parasites, with nothing left to do but just sit with folded hands at the mercy of these mechanical monsters.
At your service, Mr. Underhill. You seem troubled, Mr. Underhill. Are you unhappy?
Unhappy? You bet I'm unhappy. What have you done to Professor Sledge to turn him into this babbling idiot?
We were forced to operate. For years, Mr. Sledge has been suffering from a benign tumor of the brain. It caused him to have hallucinations, to believe that he was actually the creator of the humanoid.
Did I?
Yes. It was these delusions which were making you unhappy.
Oh. Well, whoever did invent the humanoids, I certainly owe him a debt of gratitude now.
Sledge.
You see, Mr. Underhill, we have ways to correct these abnormal conditions. Even Mr. Sledge is happy now.
You operated on his brain?
Yes, Mr. Underhill. And now we are at your service.
At my service? You mean you're going to operate it? No.
The time has come for you to accept and enjoy our complete service. You will now sign our agreement.
Look here,
If you are unhappy, it only takes a simple operation.
No. Who said I was unhappy? I'm very happy. I'll sign your paper. You don't have to operate on me. I'm happy. I'm very happy. Very happy.
The happy Mr. Underhill's futile hands clenched and relaxed again, and then folded quietly. There was nothing else left for them to do.
You're listening to the Golden Age of Radio Theater. Our next program is the first show in the 1944 fall season. This would be October 10th, 1944, as Fibber McGee is looking for his hip boots.
Fibber McGee and Molly. Fibber McGee and Molly, with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, and me, Harlow Wilcox. As we go to 79 Wistful Vista tonight...
That's bad anyway. I'd have swore they were in here.
The squire of 79 Wistful Vista seems to be,
Oh, my gosh. Here's a yo-yo. I'll give that to Hope. He uses one every week. Oh, and here's my bicycle pump.
As I was saying, the squire of 79 Wistful Vista seems to be...
Ah, my old mandolin. Now, if I could only find...
looking for something in the hall closet as we meet Fibber McGee and Molly.
Doggone it, they're around here someplace. I know that. Oh, here's my bicycle clips. I wondered where
Heavenly days, McGee, what are you doing?
Huh?
And after I just cleaned this house. You're as upsetting as a flat-bottom boat after a lobster dinner.
Well, I'm looking for something.
Well, why don't you ask Mother where things are instead of ripping the old homestead apart?
Okay, where's my hip boots?
Hip boots?
You heard me, Tootsie. Hippboots, hip boots. If you're so well informed as the location of where stuff is, where's my hip boots?
Well, for goodness sakes, why on earth do you want those?
Don't dodge the issue, Mrs. McGee. Where are they at?
I'm sorry, dearie. I'm afraid I lose the $64.
You mean you don't know?
I haven't seen a sign of them.
That's pretty strange. For a housekeeper that can spot ant tracks on the carpet at 40 paces. With the naked eye. If you'll pardon the expression. Now, let me see.
McGee, what are those things on your elbow?
Huh? Oh, these? My bicycle clips. I just found them in the closet here. Been looking for these for years.
Why, you haven't got a bicycle.
Oh, I did have when I was a young fella. But I couldn't keep up with the other boys.
You couldn't?
After 3 blocks, I couldn't even lift my knees.
Oh. Muscle trouble?
No. My folks always used to buy me suits with 2 pair of pants.
Oh.
Did you ever try to ride a bike wearing 2 pairs? No, of course you didn't. Doggone it, where do you suppose them hip boots went to?
Maybe you loan them to somebody.
What? Loan somebody my good hip boots? No, sir. Nobody could get those boots off me. In fact, it was all I could do to get them off myself. I love those boots, and I'm going to find them if it's the last.
Well, it seems to me I saw... Oh, Alice, darling. Hello, dear.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Pop.
Doggone it, Alice, quit calling me Pop. I'm neither a character out of the funny paper nor your male progenitor.
The word, dearie, is progenitor, and don't be so stuffy. With Alice, it's a term of affection and respect.
Why, sure, Mr. McGee. I always called my own Pop Pop.
I don't care if you did call your own Pop. It ain't dignified.
Look who's talking. Sitting in the middle of a pile of household junk with his hair in his eyes and bicycle clips on his sleeves and talking about dignity.
Oh.
Come off your high horse, dearie. Your stirrups are dragging.
Dignity, my dear, is not a matter of appearance. It's a matter of character.
Okay, so you're a character.
Well, what on earth are you doing, Mr. McGee?
Aha, I'm glad you asked that question, Alice. You seen anything of my hip boots?
Why should Alice have seen them?
Well, I thought you might have loaned them to one of the boyfriends that are always dropping in here. The way them young squirts hang around here, I've been thinking of putting in a few pool tables. A soft drink stand.
Oh, gee, that's sweet of you, Pop. Is the dining room long enough for a bowling alley?
Don't let him kid you, Alice. He likes to have them drop in. Influenced somewhat by the fact that they always bring him a cigar.
That has absolutely hardly anything to do with it.
Oh, all the boys think Mr. McGee is just wonderful. They think he's so young-looking to have had all those marvelous experiences.
For him, it's a marvelous experience to be considered young-looking, Alice.
Just what do they say about me, Alice?
Oh, creepers, I don't remember exactly. But one night I heard Paul say to Harry, I'll bet McGee was chief of the Chemical Warfare Division in the last war. And Harry said to Paul, what makes you think so? And Paul said to Harry, did you ever hear such a gas expert? And Harry said to Paul,
The trouble with them boys is they don't know when they're being kidded. You serious about any of these guys, Alice?
No, but I'm kind of crazy about Herbie. He's an usher at the Bijou.
Herbie? Is he the one that's always whispering, LS, MFT, LS, MFT?
Yes, that means, look, sugar, meet me in front of the theater.
Well, this isn't finding my hip boots, Alice. You sure you haven't seen them anyplace?
Well, are hip boots those long overshoes that men wear when they stand in a creek with bugs stuck in their hats, trying to look like the cover of a resort folder?
Listen, fidget girl. It would behoove you to speak less frivolous about the grand old sport of fly fishing.
Oh, McGee, now, she didn't mean...
Wait till you try it sometime. Wait till you experience the thrill of that first sharp snap. Then the delicate jerks and tugs. The horrible, beautifully uncertainty of it all. The cold perspiration breaking out on your brow. The tense excitement of wondering if you could hang on to it. You ever have a feeling like that?
Jiminy, I'll say I have.
Oh, do you fish, Alice?
No, but my garter broke once while I was dancing.
Oh, sure. No, they're not behind the piano.
Why on earth should your hip boots be behind the piano?
Huh?
You thinking of wading through Old Man River?
This is no joking matter, Molly. I gotta find them. You can't buy any hip boots now. Doggone it, I wish I knew where they were at.
Don't be so ungrammatical. Don't say, where are they at? Just say, where are they?
Ah, but that depends on the subjunctive adjective. If there's a clause in the predicate that refers to the subject that the plural takes the infinitive, it does. Now, for instance, if I says, where are my hip boots, the answer might be in the garage. But if I says, where are my hip boots at, the answer would be in the garage hanging up by the garden hose. See? It's more specific.
It's more horse feathers. What you know about grammar you could engrave on the head of a pin with a dull shovel. And have room left over for Frankie and Johnny.
Frankie and Johnny. You mean Frankie and Tommy. And let's not talk politics. Oh, hey.
Now what?
I got a vague feeling I loaned those hip boots to somebody, and I'll bet it was Wilcox.
Well, give him a ring and ask him.
Harlow Wilcox. I will. Where's the phone?
Right here where it was last year.
Oh, thanks. Hello, operator. Give me Wistful Vista 1793. Oh, don't tell me that's you, Mert.
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Is it? What's say, Mert? Your uncle. Just promoted to tank commander, eh?
Which uncle was that, dearie?
The one in the street cleaning department. They just put him on a water wagon. What say, Mert? No answer, eh? Okay, Mert. Thanks anyhow. Wilcox is out. He ain't in. Now, I'll bet he knows where my hip boots are at, too.
Don't say where they're at. My goodness, you think...
Hi, folks.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. Just the guy I wanted to see. I just called you up. Did I loan you my hip boots?
No, pal, you didn't.
Well, he can't seem to find them, Mr. Wilcox. And the way he's been carrying on, you'd think Eisenhower needed them to cross the Rhine.
Oh, doggone it, that was a wonderful pair of hip boots. I've caught a lot of fish wearing those hip boots.
Gee, honest? How did they ever get them on?
Oh, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, that's a very old joke, Junior.
It is?
It sure is. I heard it last night on the radio.
Gee, I was on the radio last night. Boy, was I nervous.
Yeah?
Must be quite an experience, Mr. Wilcox. What was it, a quiz show?
Yeah, and did I get embarrassed?
Yeah?
They asked me what was a 7-letter word meaning something every romantic woman dreamed about.
Why, that's easy. It's wedding.
I know.
And if they asked you for a 7-letter word meaning paycheck, you'd have said Johnson. You know what side your bread is buttered on?
Well, the master of ceremonies really gave me the works. He said, why should a woman dream, Mr. Wilcox? And I said, because it makes their housework so much easier. It gives them more time to rest and relax.
Where was this rebroadcast, Junior?
Right here in Wistful Vista.
Very progressive town.
Well, it ought to be. It's the county seat, if you'll pardon the expression.
Well, anyway, then he asked me what I thought was so romantic about housework.
And you said?
I said because any woman has more leisure to spend in beauty parlors and stores and preserving her own beauty.
Ah, I'll bet he's seen you had him there. But look, Junior, we're getting away from the main subject.
Eh? Oh, so we are, yeah. Well, I went on to say that...
No, I didn't mean that. I was referring to my hip boots.
For goodness sakes, can't you forget those hip boots?
Well... Fine, if it's the last thing I ever do. You sure I didn't loan them to you, Junior?
Positive. The only time I ever saw them was the time you wore them to that masquerade at the Elks.
I don't remember that.
Oh, sure. You pulled one of them down over your face. And that was your costume.
What was he supposed to be?
Puss in Boots.
Oh.
Well, I hope you find them, pal. So long now.
Why, that's ridiculous. Puss in Boots. I never did know such a thing. How could a guy dance with a boot over his face?
You might try it sometime, dearie. Maybe we wouldn't bump into so many people.
Oh, I'm not so... Hey, do you suppose my boots are out in the garage?
No, I was out there yesterday checking things over for Fire Prevention Week.
Yeah?
Getting rid of that oily waste and cleaning up generally, and I didn't see them.
Well, I sure wish I knew where they were at.
You haven't told me yet why you want them so badly.
I merely... Hey, I wonder if they could be up in that trunk closet.
I'll take a look. I was going upstairs anyway to sort the linen and cry a little.
Sort the linen and cry a little. What for?
Well, I'm just so happy to see it home again from the laundry. I'll let you know if I find the boots, dearie.
Okay. Ah, there goes a good kid, running her pretty little legs off just to pamper me and my whims. If I was twice the man I am, I wouldn't be half good enough for her, everybody says. By George, come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi, Teeny. How's every little thing, including you? I says, where you been? Haven't seen you around for a while.
I've been visiting with my aunt and uncle on account they've been fixing the stuff in the playground this summer, and us kids didn't have any place to play, I bet you.
You didn't, huh? I says you didn't, eh?
Didn't what?
You didn't have any place to play.
I know it. Gee, you know, Mr. McGee, I'll be glad when they get the playground fixed. Long time no seesaw.
That's pretty good, sis.
I don't think so.
Well, make up your mind, comedian or critic. Hey, sis, you seen anything of my hip boots?
No.
I was afraid you hadn't. I sure wish I knew where they were.
My daddy's got a pair of boots, I bet you.
Well, that's very interesting, but it's not much help in my situation.
But they're not hip boots, though.
They're not, eh? I says they're not, eh?
Not what?
Hip boots!
No, he wears them on his feet.
Well, I wear my hip boots on my feet, too.
You got lower hips than my daddy.
He's got a lower IQ than mine, so it's a Mexican standoff. You miss me this summer, sis?
No.
Okay.
Where you been, mister? Where you been? Where you been? Where are you?
Oh, working on a cattle ranch.
Oh, gee, a cowboy. Just like a Texas stranger.
It's Texas Ranger, sis, not stranger.
You ever been in Texas?
No.
See what I mean?
Look, sis. I haven't got time to stand here and batter my bicuspids to bits with idle chit-chat. I'm busy trying to find my hip boots.
Well, give me 2 bits if I tell you where they are, mister.
2 bits? My gosh, I'll do better than that. 30 cents. You know where they are, sis? Come on, tell Uncle Fibber.
Give me the 30 cents first.
Don't you trust me, sis?
Sure. But with me, it's cash on the barrelhead, mister.
Okay. You're a grasping little guppy, but here's 30 cents. Now, where are my hip boots?
Well, when us kids were gathering rubber for the scrap drive a long time ago, we went all over the neighborhood, I bet you. Looking and looking.
Yeah?
All over the neighborhood. And finally, we looked in your garage.
Oh, my gosh. Don't tell me you little vandals took my good hip boots and threw them on the scrap pile.
No.
Huh?
We couldn't find them. So wherever they were when us kids were looking for them, you'll be glad to know they're still there. So long, mister. I find you very nice to do business with.
You're listening to the Fibber McGee and Molly Show on the golden age of radio theater. We'll continue in just a moment. Now back to Fibber McGee and Molly as Fibber searches for his hip boots.
Oh, McGee, Beulah's home from the store. Oh, for goodness sake.
What's the matter, Molly?
Look at this house. Did you have to move all the furniture out in the middle of the floor?
Oh, please, Molly, don't scold me. Can't you see how upset I am about my hip boots?
I can see how upset everything is, dearie. I can see where I have to get up in the dewy morn and put the house together again.
I thought we agreed not to talk politics.
I didn't say a word about politics. And if you want to avoid discussion, why are you wearing that campaign button?
Why? You see what it says? Vote for Grover Cleveland for president.
What are you wearing that for?
Well, the way this campaign is shaping up, any other button gets you nothing but a poke in the nose. Hey, did you ask Beulah where my hip boots are?
Yes, and she's looking for them. Maybe now you'd better... Oh, McGee. Do you have to take all the drawers out of the desk?
I'm going to take everything out of everything till I find them hip boots. Hey, help me move this desk out in the corner, will you, Molly?
No, it's too ridiculous. How could your boots ever get behind us?
Come in.
Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble.
Hello, Molly. And how are you, mouse face?
Don't mouse face me, you disappointed Australian.
I don't get it. Why am I a disappointed Australian?
I was just thinking, if you were a kangaroo, what a family you could haul around.
I think you're looking very well, Doctor.
Oh, I'm in fine shape, Molly.
That's a fine shape I'm Van Johnson's stand-in.
You're hardly in a position to talk about shapes, my pudgy little friend. As your physician, my advice to you is to take up globe-trotting.
Globe-trotting?
Yes, do a little trotting and get rid of that globe. Ha! Ha!
Moving this furniture is the first exercise McGee has had since he lost his golf ball in 1939, Doctor.
There was a time when I would have been too polite to mention this horrible pile of domestic wreckage, but I'd rather be bad-mannered and well-informed. What goes on here?
You must know, Snoopy, I'm looking for my hip boots.
I know you're eccentric, McGee, but do you usually keep your hip boots in the living room?
Well, he's looked all over the house for them, Doctor. This is Custer's last stand. Or Goodyear's home stretch, you might say.
Okay. Scoff if you want to. Deride. But I'm going to find them hip boots if it takes off. Hey, Doc.
Yeah?
I got a feeling I loaned them boots to somebody, and I'll bet a cookie it was you. You got my hip boots? You petty larceny old
now,
peddler?
McGee,
No, I haven't got your trout-smelling, evil-fitting, ankle-twisting, stone-bruised leg sprinklers, you suspicious, nasty-tempered little bandit. And what's more, I've got more and better fishing equipment of my own than you'll have if you live to be 92, which I hope not.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Why, you ham-handed, muscle-bound old fossil, you couldn't catch a perch in a canary cage.
Listen, lumphead. You know what they call you out of Dugan's Lake? Minnow the Moocher. Why, you haven't had a fin in your hand since you pawned your grandfather's cufflinks. And the game warden's after you right now for trying to catch catfish with mice on your hook.
Oh, heavenly days, McGee, is he really?
Don't pay any attention to this bombastic old splint whittler, Molly. What a sportsman he is. The only bang he gets out of fishing is by dynamiting a pond. Until I told him different, he thought a tuna was a guy that fixed your piano. For sheer tree-snagging, line-fouling, rock-boating to stupidity. Hey, Doc, what do you use for trout?
Brown hackle, what do you use?
Coachman?
Did you ever use a brown hackle?
No, but I'd like to.
Well, let's go out to Lake Sunday. You can try it.
Okay, kid. Call me about 7, huh?
Okay, I'll be there, sport. Bye, Molly.
Did you really think he had your hip boots, dearie?
Nah, he's too big-hearted to ever ask for 'em back.
Ask for 'em back?
Sure, they're really his boots. I borrowed 'em from him so long ago he's forgotten all about 'em. You say Beulah was looking for 'em?
Yes, she is.
Wonder if she's had any luck. Hey, Beulah! Oh, Beulah!
Somebody ball for Beulah? Beulah, Mr. McGee here was just wondering if you had any luck finding his hip boots. Have you been all over the house?
Over it? Oh, ma'am, I've been over it, under it, round it, between it, and through it. This old house sure is full of little crooks and ninnies.
You mean nooks and crannies, Beulah. I hope.
He hopes. What do you use them little hippity boots for, Miss McGee?
Well, he uses them to go fishing in, Beulah. Didn't you have those out west with you last summer, dearie?
Well, now, it seems to me I did, and then again...
Where did you go fishing last summer, Miss McGee?
Oh, up around Boulder Dam, if you'll pardon the expression.
Don't mention it, McGee.
That ain't profanity, that's geography. You know, folks,
What's the matter, Beulah?
who fished this spongy like that?
Mr. McGee, Beulah. Though why he expected to find a pair of hip boots in the living room, I'll never know.
Oh, men is the most unlogical animals, ma'am. My brother lost his motorcycle once and went up on the roof looking for it.
Well, that was pretty silly.
Yeah, except that's where it was. Yeah, it was right after Halloween.
Ah, Halloween. Gee, the stuff us guys used to do on Halloween. You know, one night, I and two friends of mine were prowling around dressed up like ghosts, and a tornado hit town. Talk about being 3 sheets in the wind.
3 sheets in the wind. You hear what the man said? I love that man.
Well, if you find Mr. McGee's hip boots, Beulah, just...
What do you mean? If I find him, ma'am, I did find him.
What? You found my hip boots? Well, why didn't you say so?
Nobody asked me, did I? Yeah, it is, right here, sir.
Oh,
well, heavenly day.
Well, I'll be a... Well, Beulah, you're wonderful. Ah, my old hip boots. Oh, boy, am I glad. Where were they, Beulah?
Up in the attic behind that big barrel full of clay pigeons.
Oh, you hear that, Molly? They're behind that big barrel of clay pigeons up in the attic. Well, thanks a lot, Beulah.
Don't mention it, sir. At least for a while.
Well, now that you found them, McGee, just what are you going to do with them?
What am I going to do with them? I'm going to put them away someplace so they'll know where they're at. What do you think?
Well, I'll be a...
Move over, ma'am. I'll be one, too.
Move the piano a little more this way, McGee. There, that's it. Now the Davenport, and we're all through.
Whew. I never worked so hard in my life.
Yeah, and all to find a pair of hip boots that you only wanted to put away.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, where did you put them?
Up in the attic, behind that big barrel of clay pigeons. What?
I didn't say a thing.
Oh, good night.
Good night, all.
That was the first show in the 1944 season of Fibber McGee and Molly on the golden age of radio theater. In just a moment, a question about a program that starred Barry Fitzgerald. A listener from San Antonio, Texas wants to know, did Barry Fitzgerald star in his own radio series? The answer to that question, yes, he did. Fitzgerald played Judge Bernard Fitz of the District Court of Vincent County in His Honor, the Barber. The program only lasted one season on NBC in 1945. It was sponsored by Ballantine Ale. Fitzgerald is best remembered for his roles as a Catholic priest with Bing Crosby. Remember him singing Tura, Lura, Lura, and going, yes, 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 yes. Oh, heck of a lot. And that's it for this golden age of radio theater. Victor Ives speaking, thanking you for being with us, and inviting you to join us next time we turn back the clock to relive the golden moments of radio's yesteryear and bring you the greatest radio shows of all time.
For a copy of today's program, call 1-800-326-0296 and refer to show number 21. That number again is 1-800-326-0296. And remember to refer to show number 21.